Interviews are one of the most common methods used for selection. Interviews are conducted both to obtain information about candidates and to provide information and reinforce the employment brand. They are an important part of selling the job opportunity to qualified applicants and of applicants selling themselves as the best choice. A job interview is a type of selection test that involves a conversation between a job applicant and a representative of the employer. Interviews are one of the most popularly used devices for employee selection. Interviews are often conducted at two levels. First, as an initial screening interview to determine if the person has met minimum qualifications, and then later, second, as an in-depth interview with managers to determine if the person is well fit for the designated job. Selection interviews must meet the same standards for reliability and validity as all selection methods. In general, interviews are relatively quite poor predictors because many interviewers are not skilled at the process and rely too much on gut instinct. Establishing both high intra-rater reliability within the same interviewer and inter-rater reliability across different interviewers is difficult but can be achieved through the use of structured interviews. Inter-rater reliability becomes important because several interviewers are often involved in selecting employees from a pool of applicants. Interviews must also be valid to enable useful selection. To be valid, interviews must accurately assess specific candidate qualities such as leadership ability, communication skills, or collaboration. Validity can vary depending on the degree of structure that's utilized in an interview format. Basically, an unstructured interview does not usually provide much actual validity, leading to growth in the popularity of structured interviews. The differences between structured and unstructured interviews are described here. Let's take a look. A structured interview involves a set of prepared job-related questions that are asked of all applicants so that comparisons can be made more easily, resulting in better selection decisions. The structured interview is useful in the initial screening process because many applicants can be effectively evaluated and compared. However, the structured interview does not have to be rigid. The predetermined question should be asked in a logical manner but should not be read word for word. Applicants should be allowed adequate opportunity to explain their answers, and interviewers should probe with additional questions until they fully understand the responses. A standardized scoring key can help improve inter-rater reliability. The process can make the structured interview more reliable and valid than other interview approaches. An unstructured interview occurs when the interviewer improvises by asking questions that are not predetermined. A semi-structured interview is a guided conversation in which broad questions are asked and new questions arise as a result of the discussion. Job interviews can be conducted by an individual, by several individuals sequentially, or by panels or teams. A group interview occurs when several job candidates are interviewed together by a hiring authority. This may be especially useful when hiring for entry-level jobs when skill requirements are low and job fit involves factors such as scheduled work hours, availability of transportation to the work site, and other practical details. They can also be beneficial to assess interpersonal skills and teamwork. When an organization must hire high volumes of low-skilled workers, it may not have time or the resources for individual interviews. In a panel interview, several interviewers meet with the candidate at the same time so that the responses are heard by all. Panel interviews may be combined with individual interviews. In a team interview, applicants are interviewed by the team members from whom they will work. However, without proper planning, an unstructured interview can occur during these group sessions, and applicants are sometimes uncomfortable with the format. Interviews are one of the most popularly used devices for employee selection.